Hi Sam, it's been a good first day. I think I've made a right good start on it. Here's your soundbox. You see the top is finished with the rosette. You can see the bracing on the back inside that. Sides are on, or rather the top is on the sides, and the back, there's your alien. So there's the soundbox. I'm going to leave that to dry overnight, and then I'll cut the binding channels, and tomorrow I will install all of these little babies. So we've got black Ibano, which is like a man-made ebony, which I really like. Ebony is almost impossible to bend, but Ibano is made with wood fibres, maple fibres, dyed black, pushed together under high pressure at the right temperature. And looks like ebony, works like ebony, feels like ebony, but it's a lot easier to bend, and it's sustainable as well. So, and then we're going to have some crow's foot purfling going around the outside, and some fine white, black, white lines. So I bent all of those today. Here's your neck roughed out. Barrel up goes in there, and then screws on. So that's all kind of rough shaped, ready for me to fit to the body when I put the binding on. Here's your fretboard. So I've just cut the fretboard, and there's your 12th fret marker. I hope you like that. I broke a number of cutters making it because it's so fine that I had to use a 0.3mm cutter to cut the little bits. So you better like it. And here's your bridge, and here's your headstock veneer. So all of the components are here coming together. So yeah, good first day. I'll let you know how tomorrow goes. Cheers, bye bye.
And what have you got there, Sam?
We've got a very nice ukulele made by Dan Lipson, who's just popped in on his way down to the Southern Ukulele store.
Never heard of them.
With Romeo, who's
never heard of him.
hiding behind the
But
camera.
he does sound like a handsome chap.
He's a very handsome, very handsome chap. And so they're on their way down to the Southern Ukulele store with a batch of very nice ukuleles made by Dan in collaboration with Pete Howlett.
That's right. Yeah.
But
yes. But this is for you. So
this is for me.
Tell us about this ukulele. What is it, and why? What's nice about it? If anything.
Okay, if anything. So maybe just a little bit of backstory, because a couple of weeks ago, a mutual friend, Paul Mansell, sent me an email and said, "Oh, would you be interested in meeting this guy Dan who makes ukuleles?" And I was like, "Oh, not really."
Not another.
No. But anyway, yeah, we got in touch, and then Dan said, "Oh, I'd really like you to have a look at my ukuleles and see what you think." And so Dan came down a few days later and had some absolutely gorgeous ukes that he wouldn't let me have. But he said, "Don't worry, I will make you one." And I particularly loved I'm going to let Dan talk about the wood because I don't know that much about it, but it's this beautiful redwood. Giant redwood.
It's giant redwood, yes.
Wellingtonia.
So it's UK grown redwood, Wellingtonia.
It's got lots of welly.
Yeah. And then on the back and sides, it's so it's English walnut. Actually grown in Bosnia, but it's English walnut. But the wood, what's really interesting about bringing the ukuleles down last week and then today to you is that the wood that they're made from and what it looks like is completely irrelevant to you, isn't it? And you,
It is, because Dan said, well, you didn't even look at it. And I was like, well, no, because I wanted to play it.
Yeah.
And that's obviously the most important thing to me is what it sounds like and what it feels like. So does it sound good? Does it have a beautiful tone? Does it project? Does it have a good dynamic range? And can I, move around the fingerboard and just feel really comfortable?
Yeah.
And so that was the test. I didn't really care about the wood or anything else at that time. Sorry, Dan.
No.
Absolutely beautiful.
And I knew that you wouldn't.
Yeah.
But you're the only person I've met in the ukulele world who doesn't even look at an instrument. The only things that matter are what does it play like, and especially what does it sound like.
What does it sound like? Yeah.
So go on, talk to me about what it sounds like.
What it sounds like. So really, this is like the quest for me to find a ukulele that would be ideally suited for playing my style of music, which is classical and fingerstyle. So to that end, I'm looking for an instrument that has a lot of sustain and resonance, and that's exactly what this ukulele has. It's very balanced. I can play all the way up the fingerboard, and it's perfectly balanced. But intonation is perfect.
Volume.
You can hear it talking back to me.
You can
hear it
can't
up
you?
there, but it's sort of
Yeah.
talking to me as I talked about it. So yeah, that's what we talked about, and I think because I don't strum, people know that. If I was strumming, I'd be looking for something that had less sustain, a shorter attack, is a bit more percussive. So that's not this ukulele. So this ukulele is just, I think, absolutely perfect for my style of playing classical.
And you used this term dynamic range when I came down 2 weeks ago. What do you mean by that?
Okay, so I want to be able to play really softly, and yet the instrument can still be heard.
Still projects.
It's still projecting, so it's not going to come through, I think, on taking a video on the phone. But I really want an instrument that I can play in a live setting without amplification, and that I can play really softly. And then really make those high notes, pop out and sing.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's almost like, say, it's got this kind of vocal range. This singing quality.
Beautiful.
So yeah, that's what we talked about when Dan came down here last time, and he said, okay, I'm going to go away and think about that and make you a ukulele. And so that's what we have.
That's what we've done.
That's what we've done.
And I've made this one slightly different to the one that you played 2 weeks ago, didn't I? So it's the same woods.
Yeah.
But we've just altered a couple of little things aesthetically about it to make it
it's personalised.
your ukulele.
It's got this little inlay here on the fingerboard, and Romeo's going to zoom in on it so you can see. And and it's actually the design that I have on this ring, which is actually a Roman ring.
So you could almost call that a signet ring, except it's not. It's a stork, not a signet.
We've decided it's a stork. We've had a lot of discussion about, is it a pelican? Is it a goose? Is it a duck? And now we've decided it's a stork.
And then sonically, we changed a couple of other little things decoratively, which kind of aesthetically, I think they're nice, but they're almost unimportant, aren't they? But sonically, what I tried to do with this as well was just deliver a bit more range. So I thinned the top a little bit to give just that little bit more responsivity, if that's the word. Responsiveness. Responsiveness. Yeah. And I think it does. I think it gives.
It's really responsive, yeah. And I think, I don't know if you can see, but it's very narrow, isn't it?
It is.
Is that the right
Yeah,
terminology?
yeah.
So,
which is a feature of the ukuleles that Pete Howlett and I make.
yeah.
It's all we find if we get the design of the top right and the engine that's underneath that top, the sound box doesn't have to be big.
Yeah.
And often on a lot of ukuleles, I think builders build the sound boxes bigger to compensate for the fact that the soundboard hasn't been built in the right way.
Right. And you've also got this very special design for the sound hole, haven't you?
So the oval sound hole.
Yeah, the oval sound hole.
Yeah, so that
Tell
does.
us about that, because I thought that was really interesting.
So that does two things. So firstly, I mean, aesthetically, I quite like it. It's a bit different and it stands out. But perhaps more importantly, well, much more importantly than that, by making the sound hole sort of wider and thinner, that makes the size of the vibrating plate that much larger. So if I'd have put a circular sound hole on this area of vibrating plate would be about 22 millimeters smaller, which is 10% of the vibrating area. So this is just a way of giving more vibration, more volume, more sound. Yeah. And especially that enhances the monopole, which one of the modes of vibration which delivers a nice tone. So yeah.
Well, it's certain. I mean, it delivers. I think it's ingenious, and yet aesthetically, it's also really pleasing, isn't it? Especially because you've got this beautiful detail in the rosette. So
come on, give us a play.
Okay, but you've got to just look at the back quickly because it's got the special.
Yeah, that figuring is lovely, isn't it? The grain
pattern. It's a beautiful grain.
And it's kind of alien-esque, isn't it?
Alien-esque.
Black splodgy alienness.
But it's really comfortable to play as well, actually. That's the other thing. Like, not just the fingerboard and everything, but the fact that it is narrow is actually, it's really nice.
Makes it lovely to play. Yeah.
It sounds beautiful and it really suits your playing style, 100%.
Thanks very much.
100%.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
So,
Smashed it, mate.
yeah.
Good.
And we're